Hey, hey. What's up, guys?
The top 10 people who should have gone to the dentist sooner. Have you been to the dentist lately? Tell the truth. Because you're about to see the top 10 people who should have gone to the dentist sooner. Ain't that a mouthful? Oh, by the way, this video contains gross photos, some blood, holes in people's heads, and one thing involving an eyeball. If that doesn't sound like something you're into, call somebody else over and tell them to watch, without explaining what it is. Our number one person who should have seen a dentist sooner is this guy, David Campbell. David told Inside Edition that when he was a kid, he wanted to fix the gap in his two front teeth, so he wrapped a rubber band around them. It's a technique called a gap band, and there are still people, such as YouTuber Shalom DeSoda, who think it's something you can do at home. Wrong. David Campbell tried it, and here's the result. He said he spent $50,000 and almost 40 years trying to undo the damage, and he still feels the effects of his gap band. Ready for more? At number 2, we have these guys in the Philippines who tried to do their own braces. Braces are seen as a status symbol by some people who can't afford to see an orthodontist, but now the status of their grills is messed up. Coming in at number 3, it's a blast from the past. The notorious Guava Tooth Man. He was a 36-year-old Taiwanese guy who just really loved his guava, but didn't love dental hygiene. And he had a cavity in his molar so big that a guava seed was able to get stuck in there. Then it turned out the man's tooth was the perfect environment for a little guava seedling to sprout. Aww, adorable. Unfortunately for the man, the baby guava's quest for sustenance and sunlight started to cause him substantial pain. So he finally went to the dentist. The dentist helped the man pull out his fruity tooth and sent him home. Now here's the tooth. Well, that guava tooth was just a hint of what we've got in store. Now gird your guts for number 4, tonsil stone removal. Does your breath stink? Don't answer that. Let somebody else be the judge. Anyway, if you're talking stank, it might be because you've got tonsil stones. Tonsil stones are calcified masses of crud stuck in the folds of the throat. They smell awful, but luckily they're easy to remove, as you can see being done here. Oh, lovely, isn't it? If that doesn't make you want to run to the dentist, there's probably nothing that will. And while we're getting things removed, how about losing a few teeth? Our 5th guy, who shouldn't have waited to see a dentist, is a 17-year-old boy in India. He'd been complaining about a severe toothache for about 18 months, and developed a huge swollen thing on the right side of his jaw. When the boy finally went to the local dentists, they weren't much help. So then the boy and his dad went to a hospital in Mumbai, where they were able to examine his bump with more powerful instruments. There, the boy was diagnosed with complex composite odontoma. Composite odontomas are benign tooth-like tumors that have both enamel and dentin like teeth, but are arranged in an abnormal pattern. After a 7-hour operation using hammers and chisels, the dentists were able to remove the lump, which turned out to be 232 individual teeth. Now the boy has just 28. Still with us? Oh, we're not going anywhere, because number 6 on our list is also in India. This poor young one had the misfortune of being born with hereditary gingival fibromatosis. Put simply, overgrown gums. The problems with this condition are fairly obvious, and the solution is obvious too: major oral surgery. When treated effectively, hereditary gingival fibromatosis can be reversed surgically, but don't wait so long next time. We get that not everyone can afford or access dentists all the time. We're not monsters. And we're also not addicted to meth. Number 7 is this side-by-side comparison of the effects of diet soda versus hardcore methamphetamine use. It was published by a doctor from Temple University. Did you guess which was which? Critics of this particular comparison point out that the diet soda drinker had been consuming 2 liters of the drink per day for over 5 years, but hadn't seen a dentist in over 20 years. Meanwhile, the meth head had only been hitting the ice for 3 years. Clearly, meth gets you there faster. At number 8, we've got a guy who really put off going to a dentist. The patient is reported to be a Japanese man who loved eating, drinking, smoking, and hopefully keeping his stinky breath to himself. Unfortunately, he wasn't a fan of flossing, which allowed the plaque stuck to his teeth to turn into tartar, a hard mineral deposit that a dentist needs to scratch off with a pick. Usually, the dentist just has to scrape around your gums a little bit, not carve an iceberg onto your tongue. Floss, yo, for real! Number 9 on our list of people who waited too long to go to the dentist is that eyeball thing we warned you about at the beginning. Now, you could argue that this isn't exactly a dental issue, but it does involve a tooth.
It's for YouTube.
A man in the UK who had been blind for 12 years was informed by doctors that they could remove one of his teeth and implant it in his eye, thus restoring his sight. The procedure involved removing one of the man's canine teeth, then planting it in his cheek until it reestablished blood flow. After the tooth was removed from his cheek, a hole for a lens was drilled into it, and it was then implanted into his eyeball. Bada bing, bada boom. Vision restored. See? Not even blind people should wait to see a dentist. And finally, we present you number 10, the tongue flap procedure. This woman has a tumor in her mouth, and that's bad news. The good news is that the tumor can be removed, but then she's left with this inconvenient hole running straight up to her sinuses. Tongue flap to the rescue. Simply lash the tongue down and take a skin graft from the top, like so. Then peel that tongue skin off and stick it over that hole up there. Easy peasy. Thanks for watching, and we hope you're making a dentist appointment as we speak.
Okay guys, so that was the end of the video, and I can't record so long because I'm new to YouTube. So, dab, 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 dab. Bye guys.